Washington Pod presents EARL Nightingale.
It was a Saturday afternoon in the summer of 1927. The place was Shad Park, Philadelphia. There were 35,000 excited baseball fans in the stands, all booing one man. Bob Grove, who was probably one of the greatest left-handed pitchers of all time, had just struck Babe Ruth out on 3 pitched balls for the second consecutive time, and 2 runners were left stranded on base. As the great slugger returned to the bench amidst the wild and abusive jeering, he looked up into the stands with an unruffled smile, just as he had the first time he struck out, gave his cap a polite little tip, stepped down into the dugout, and calmly took his drink of water. In the 8th inning, his turn came up again. This time the situation was critical. The Athletics were leading the Yankees 3-1. The bases were loaded, and there were 2 out. It was up to the great Babe Ruth to win the game or lose it. As he selected his favorite bat and started toward the plate, the crowd rose in a body as if by signal. The excitement was tremendous. The crowd wanted Babe Ruth to strike out again. Lefty Grove rifled the first blazing fastball over the plate. Ruth swung and missed. The next pitch was good, and Ruth swung so hard and missed that he staggered and went down. There was a cloud of dust as the big guy sprawled on the ground. The crowd was going mad. The Babe got to his feet, brushed the dust off his trousers, and got set for the next pitch. Grove delivered the fastball. So fast, few of the fans even saw it. Babe swung again, but this time there was a crack like a rifle shot. The ball soared high and far. It cleared the scoreboard and the houses across the street, one of the longest hits ever made in baseball history. As Babe Ruth trotted around the bases and across the plate behind the other runners with what proved to be the winning run, he received a wild ovation from the crowd, the same crowd that had been booing him all afternoon. Babe looked up into the stands, doffed his cap with that same little smile and the same expression on his face, exactly like the one he wore on his first 2 trips when he had taken the razzing. Now, later in the season, after the Yankees clinched the pennant, Grantland Rice interviewed Ruth. Babe, he asked, "What do you do when you get in a batting slump?" And Babe answered, "I just keep going up there and keep swinging at 'em. I know the old law of averages will hold good for me, the same as it does for anybody else, if I keep having my healthy swings. If I strike out 2 or 3 times in a game, or fail to get a hit for a week, why should I worry? Let the pitchers worry. They're the guys who are going to suffer later on." Babe Ruth's unshakable faith in making the law of averages work for him enabled him to accept his bad breaks and failures with a smile. Now, this simple, common-sense philosophy had much to do with making him baseball's greatest showman, biggest box-office attraction, and the highest-paid ball player of all time. He had his faults, like the rest of us, but his faith in the law of averages made him great. Now, there's a lesson there for all of us. Babe Ruth hit 851 home runs, as we all know. He struck out 1,330 times. But we don't think about his failures, and neither did he. He kept swinging and knew that the law of averages would take care of the rest. Well, how about you? I think that's another important principle that we might keep in mind, how the law of averages will work for us if we'll stay in there and if we'll keep swinging.